Welcome back to Vulture Stadium in downtown Baltimore. Friday night football in the SFL. I am your play-by-play commentator, Michael Chirillo. I'm joined in the booth by Eric Vinson. Jeff Malinishin is on stats tonight. And Eric, just sum up the first half for me.
Well, it's been a defensive struggle between both of these teams. We kind of thought this was going to turn into a defensive battle coming into this. It's been a great game so far. Hopefully we'll get some more big-time plays here in the second half.
We do apologize for the technical issues we had there right at the end of the first half. The only thing you missed is Roman Pena, the Indianapolis Red Devils kicker, hit a 49-yarder with 2 seconds left to tie the game. And that is where we stand, 6-6 as we start the second half. Tom Pepper and the Indianapolis Red Devils offense out first. Swearingen up the middle. He won't go down. He picks up only 3 yards, and he might have ran about 6 to pick up those 3.
And another good run by Swearingen. He's had a couple of those here in the first half. And, he's doing a great job so far, not really getting a ton of yards on offense, but doing just enough to kind of keep the ball rolling and give his team a better opportunity to convert.
Pepper in the first half, 14 of 21 with 102 yards. Not the best offensive production, but we have some. Oh, no, Keith Swearingen.
Can't have that now.
Ball, and it falls incomplete.
Right as I'm singing his praises, he goes and pulls a little whoopsie-daisy there. A little canola oil on them hands, and unable to pull in the swing pass there by Pepper. Not sure what happened there as we're getting a little look there.
It was the buttered pancakes that the Indianapolis team had during halftime.
Pancakes.
They're down at 7 now. Pepper's going to have to do it with his arm. 2 receivers each side. Just over a minute gone here in the second half. Pepper under pressure. He got the ball away, and he finds the open receiver, who's Dan Daly. First down. Actually, that's not Dan Daly. That is Lewis Risk, the same man who had the holding penalty on the kickoff return in the first half that set Indianapolis back to their own 10-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Indianapolis. They move the chains. They're now at their own 40-yard line, going right to left. They're across your radio dial, wearing all white with red trim and numbers as Swearingen out of the backfield gets popped after only a gain of 1 yard. That time, Giovanni Bolt laid the hit.
And Swearingen probably needed to do a little bit of a better job following his blockers there. Unfortunately for him, getting nailed right near the line of scrimmage, only getting about maybe a half yard on that play.
Indianapolis really likes this 2 wide receiver set. Here's the pitch to Swearingen, and he's going nowhere. He does have 60 yards tonight, but a big tackle by Amon Takes brought him down, 3rd and 9.
And again, a great play here by the Baltimore defense, limiting the damage, keeping them at a 3rd and long. And Indy probably going to have to pass here in this situation.
Red Devils have not been great on 3rd down conversions tonight. Pepper looking to try and change. Coming over the middle. Great catch down the seam. And that is Lewis Risk again.
And Lewis Risk balling out tonight. Get that man a contract. Good grief. This is a great play here by the backup wide receiver, as Pepper had nowhere else to throw, and Risk just making a diving play, keeping his team in the ball game.
Pepper also a great job to avoid the late rush, and it's going to come again. He swings it out to the fullback this time. Castle, and he won't pick up anything, but he won't lose anything either. Clock ticking down to about 2nd and 10.
And that was a good thought, maybe swinging it out to the fullback, maybe getting some yards out of that play. Indy just not able to get anything there, so it's going to be a 2nd and long coming up.
Pepper under center. He'll take the snap, short drop, throws over the middle, has that seam route again, but this time it was covered well by Bolt. And it'll be 3rd down and 10. And I want to bring everybody's attention to the linebacking core of Baltimore. They are almost every play this drive have been coming on delayed blitzes. At least one of them have. And it's caused Pepper a bit of anxiety back there. It's caused him to rush some throws and make some mistakes. And if that continues for Baltimore to stall this drive out. But Pepper has a good pocket here, and he throws it into coverage, and it's a 1st down. Stretching the ball across for the marker is Dan Daly.
And you called him, Michael. Again, those linebackers coming in on a delayed blitz, giving Pepper pressure, but he's standing in the pocket like a wily old veteran, just delivering the ball, extending the drive, 1st down to the 31.
Coming into tonight, Pepper had been sacked 13 times this season. Handoff, Swearingen will get 1 yard. Pepper, over the past 2 seasons, is the most sacked quarterback in the SFL.
Yeah, I'll definitely buy that for $1.
That Baltimore is dialing up that lane, really looking to sort of prey on the mind of Pepper, making him make mistakes, but so far he's been holding his own. 6:45 to go, 3rd quarter, 2nd down and 9. Pepper stands in, throws to the far side. Swearingen makes the catch out of the backfield, only 2 yards that time, 3rd and 7.
And want to recognize Madame 96 for cheering 100 bits. Appreciate that. Swearingen getting a few yards out of the backfield there. Knocked down by this Baltimore defense. And it's a 3rd and long coming up again for this Indianapolis Red Devil offense. We'll have to see what they can do here in almost in the red zone.
Well inside field goal range, though. It's 28. Pepper moving, hit as he throws, floated it out there, picked off. Giovanni Bolt with the pick, and it's fumbled. The ball is on the turf. There's a scramble for it. Who got the football? We know Bolt had the interception, but I don't know who picked it up after the fumble. As it stands, that is Giovanni Bolt's league-leading 9th interception on the season, taking him past Aaron Lee of Atlanta, who also has 8. And it's 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 28, and Mike Dazzo is on the field. Baltimore recovers the pick and the fumble to take over at the 28-yard line. What a wacky play that was. We'll surely talk about it a little bit more after this 9-yard slant over the middle to Daly Holder.
And that was a wacky play. How often do you see an interception and a fumble in the same play? I mean, very rarely do you see them in the same game, let alone the same play. That was absolutely insane. Good job by the Baltimore Baltimore defense to hold on to the football and give their offense a chance here to score.
Got a little bit of everything. Another Tom Pepper interception as Gaines barrels forward for a 1st down out to the 43. Another for a good Indianapolis drive. They have left a ton of points on the board, or off the board rather, even if all those 3, because that's 9 points that Indianapolis could have had so far. And off Gaines, near side, nothing doing. He gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more. As Eric Riley and Von Senyuk combine to make the tackle, and Senyuk has stayed down on the field. We've series in the SFL this season, just be another one of the long list.
Trying to see what happened to Senyuk on the play. Might have been maybe an arm injury there. Kind of got his health wrapped up in that tackle. We'll have to see what comes about from then. We certainly wish him well wishes as he goes over to the sideline.
His replacement would be Moss Franklin. We'll see if we see him on the field in the next play or two. Handoff, and going the wrong way is T. Roy Gaines. Had the best of nights tonight, but you know who has? Thad Castle. That's his 4th tackle of the game.
Yeah, Thad Castle has been all over the field. And honestly, Baltimore might want to throw this around a little bit with Senyuk being sidelined right now. Look for them to kind of toss the ball around, especially on 3rd and 12.
Dazzo back to pass. Over the middle. Caught first down. Fantastic grab. That is Shea Carroll.
And Allen Washington was the one defending him
You were
on that
right.
play.
They went after Allen Washington, who was another corner off the bench, playing for the injured Steve Vitak, or Von Senyek, rather. And they went right at him. 1st and 10 from the 47. Flaring it out to Gaines. Gaines rolls over a man and gets a first down up to the 35-yard line. T. Roy Gaines, highlight reel play right there.
And we were just talking about Thad Castle and how he's been absolutely amazing. Well, T. Roy Gaines made him look silly on this play. Throw down to the ground. Get on the ground, big fella. Watch me run and watch me get this first.
This is probably the best sustained drive by Baltimore all night. Their field position has mostly been gifts from short punts or turnovers, but they've done it all themselves. They started from inside their own red zone. Handoff, Gaines into the teeth of the defense. He lost 2 yards. Gaines seems he gets like 11 or more, or he gets nothing.
Well, it's very difficult for T. Roy, especially with this defense. We've highlighted the secondary on this Indy defense, but the interior defense for the Red Devils is incredible as well. Easy Temple, Thad Castle, Blake Craze, all of them great players for the Red Devils.
Another handoff to Gaines, and this time he gets a block, and he's almost got a first down. He's going to be stopped just short. A combination of Steve Vitak and Ashley Rose Finch brought him down just shy of the marker.
And this was much better blocking up front. It's always good when you can see your fullback go into the second level there, get a hat on a linebacker, and make sure that your running back gets a few extra yards. And that's exactly what happened on that play. Getting 9 yards on the play brings up a 3rd and short.
3rd down and 1. We've seen both teams struggle on 3rd down tonight. Dazzo doesn't like what he sees. He's going to change the play at the line. This looks like a guaranteed run to Gaines, and it will be. And he's got blockers in front of him, and he's got a first down. Only needed 1. He got 3 up to the 22-yard line.
And Paul Connolly made a safe play coming up, making sure that he drags down Gaines before he gets too much. But unfortunately, it was just enough for the Vultures to go ahead and extend the drive almost into the red zone here, but definitely within field goal range.
At the 22-yard line, 2 minutes, 12 to go, and a 6-all ball in the 3rd quarter in a 6-all ball game. T. Roy Gaines again is stuffed by the safety blitz. That's Finch up there in the thick of it. That's Eric Riley in there as well. Thad Castle was also in the thick of things. I love the pursuit to the ball by this Indianapolis defense.
And that's what we were talking about before there, Michael. Great pursuit, keeping the running back bottled up. It's going to be a 2nd and long.
And he's going to give it to Gaines again, and Gaines cuts up the middle and gets 6 yards, 3rd and 5 from the 17 coming up. They are finally into the SFL presented by APM Music Red Zone. I think for the first time today, I could be wrong. I think the other time that either team was in the red zone, it was Indianapolis.
Believe you're correct, my friend. AJ Pick 6 just subscribed with Twitch Prime as well. He's subscribed for 3 months in a row, so I want to thank him for that.
All day to Dazzo, and Dazzo ran out of time. And because Ian Webb got there to bring him down. 4th down and 5, another drive. Stalls and another kick attempt upcoming.
And that's disappointing for Dazzo and company there. Had a true opportunity, but Shark Tarkenton's going to come on. He's going to try his 3rd field goal here, and he's been rather successful on the evening.
And this is the shortest field goal attempt by either kicker by a mile. It is up and right down Main Street from 34 yards after a 47, 48, and 49-yard kicks in the first half. This one relatively easy. Baltimore goes up 9-6. A defensive bout on Twitch here tonight, as we have just over a minute to go in the third quarter in this one from Baltimore, Maryland, and Vulture Stadium. Tarkington kicks it off. Andrews back at his own 10-yard line. He will bring it up to the 26-yard line. A good tackle there by Tyrone Means. And that is where Indianapolis will try a drive of their own.
Yeah, and Tom Pepper has to come out, be a little bit more careful with the ball. 3 picks on the evening so far today, completing about 66% of his passes. He's got to be better with the ball.
Pepper under pressure. He fires it out there, and it's knocked away. Great one-on-one defensive coverage by Tony Willis, and Von Seniak will not return. He was immediately taken to the locker room, and, well, that's a big blow to the Indianapolis defense.
Most definitely, and as I said before, when Baltimore had the ball, you got to start throwing the ball if you're Dazzo and company. Definitely want to take advantage of that loss on defense, and we'll see what Pepper and company can do here while Indy has the ball.
2nd and 10 from the 26. Pepper 3-step drop, sidearms it over the middle to McCormick. That's his first catch of the second half. He's been very quiet since the break. He makes a 4-yard snag there. 3rd down and 6 as we roll under 45 seconds to go in the quarter.
And Baltimore making good adjustments on defense to kind of limit Eli McCormick's impact on offense against them. We'll have to see what happens here on 3rd and 6.
4 wide, the set plus a tight end. Pepper throwing to the sticks. Did he get the toes in? No! First down, not complete. I'm going to roll all the way back because that was terrible. It was a pass to Dan Daly. He got not enough for the first down. 4th down and 1 coming up from the 35-yard line.
And Michael, I'm not sure I agree with that spot. I think he might have had that ball just past the first down marker. And it was honestly a suspect catch also. So the fact they got 5 out of it, it was just all over the place, that play was.
The punt is away from Quaid, and we see a bunch of people in the chat asking for challenges, but none forthcoming from James Richards and that Indianapolis sideline. Daly Holder brings it up to the 34. We've got 1 second to go. We'll get 1 play before the end of the third quarter. Now I've got to ask the question, how likely is it we go this entire game without a touchdown?
You know, I'd say it's pretty likely at this point. We expected a defensive battle, and that's exactly what we've gotten here in this ballgame.
Up the middle goes Gaines, and he'll grab 2 yards. He's almost to 60 yards on the night. He's got 56. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. Vultures 9, Red Devils 6, a defensive battle on Twitch tonight. This is the SFL presented by APM Music. Stay with us. Put your 4s up, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to the fourth quarter. And Baltimore in their red helmets, red jerseys, white pants, and black socks going right to left, run it up the middle with Gaines again. He's going to fight through everybody. First down, gain of 11 up to the 46-yard line.
Jeez, and way to ball out here, T-Roy. We're going to get another look at this, but just take a look, first of all, at the blocking. The blocking's impeccable here, and T-Roy fighting through tacklers along the way, making sure he gets every bit of those 8 yards and then some to get the Vultures a fresh set of downs.
There was a bit of a swagger walk after that. He should be proud of that run. He broke about 4 tackles on his way to a first down. 1st and 10 from the 46, clock running, 10 minutes, 30 to go in the ball game tonight. Hand off, up the middle. Gaines breaks off 1 tackler, can't get away from the second one, who was Steve Vitak. He'll gain no yards.
And honestly, he was probably beneficial to get anything out of that play. He was stopped in the backfield there. The fact that he got back up to the line of scrimmage just for no gain, that's pretty impressive there for T-Roy.
2nd down and 10. Clock ticks under 10 to go in the ball game. Only a 3-man rush from Indianapolis still forces the check down to Gaines, but when you've got T-Roy Gaines in the backfield, any check down is a good check down. Got about 9 yards on that one, 3rd down and short coming up.
And this is what the man can do. He's incredible at taking the ball through the tackles as well as getting the ball out of the backfield. He's gotten a ton of yards here tonight, all purpose. We'll see if he can get one more here on 3rd down.
He's going to run to the right, and he's got his blockers. He waits for them to be set, and he moves past the 50-yard line into plus territory all the way to the 30-yard line. Another 1st down for Baltimore. An impressive drive going right now, mostly on the shoulders of T-Roy Gaines.
Well, they got plenty more than that one, right? All the way down. And, just an impressive run there, following his blockers again. Kudos to the offensive line, making sure that there are plenty of holes here for this young running back to run through. And, again, Baltimore within scoring range, but we'll see if they can finally find pay dirt here in this ballgame.
And this is the area of the field where they jumped. I was just about to praise them. The commentator curse bites again. I should just stop praising defenses then. How about that?
Well, and looking in the chat, Kaz McFly is telling the ref that there's money in the black bag over in Section E. What do you think that's about?
I guess spot of the ball, maybe? I don't know. But Ian Webb was a linebacker who had crept up on the line, and he got a little antsy when preparing for the blitz. And it makes it 1st down and an easy 5 here for Baltimore. Dazzo looking, throwing, 1st down and more up to the 22-yard line as Daley Holder made the grab along the far sideline.
Ooh, and he was lucky on that play, too. Ashley Rose Finch was watching that the whole way. Lucky to get it past her waiting hands. And Daley Holder getting the 1st down instead for the Vultures.
They're going to come out in an I formation here. Something we haven't seen much of from Baltimore tonight. Mostly it's been offset, not straight I. And it's going to be up the middle from T-Roy Gaines. He's going to get 5 yards before he's brought down to the hole by Temple. Now into the SFL presented by APM Music Red Zone. The crowd getting a little fired up here. They've been pretty quiet tonight, but they're letting themselves be heard now as the Vultures approach the end zone, the dreaded end zone, apparently, for offenses tonight. Gaines on 2nd and 5 is undercut by Blake Craze. He'll only get a couple of more yards, 3rd and 2 coming up from the 14-yard line. Clock running down under 7.5 minutes to go.
That was a good run up the middle there by T-Roy, getting a few yards for his offense. Again, this is the area of the field where Baltimore's had trouble. We'll see if they can convert here on 3rd and 2.
Dazzo looking, steps up in the pocket, hit as he throws. And actually, that was a sack. He never got the ball out. And it's Blake Craze who comes through with the sack. And now on 4th and 7, another Baltimore drive stalls in the red zone. They're going to have to go for another field goal, leaving this game open for an Indianapolis comeback. And Pablo Gates will try a chip shot field relatively. It's 35 yards and it's right down Main Street. 6:35. Sorry, Gates is the putter. That's Shark Tarkington. He is a perfect 4 for 4 on the night. And another 100 bits from Plague, 7 for a sack. Are we going to see a similar game to the Mexico City game earlier this year where they won the game and only scoring field goals?
We're well on our way at this point. We've had to combine, what is that? Basic math is eluding me. What is that, 6 field goals we've had tonight between the two teams?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're a defensive coordinator, you're loving this. This is great stuff. But you know, if you're a fan watching at home, probably looking for a few more big plays to kind of spark that juju there inside of you.
Now these fans want to get loud here for the Baltimore defense on 1st and 10 from the Indianapolis 27. Pepper pressured. He got the pass away, and it's over the middle and dropped. It was a little bit behind John Hamill, but that's a pass he really should be pulling in.
And, you know, this is looking a lot like the San Francisco Sharks. I've called a few of their games over the course of the season, and they've had a couple receivers who got a case of the Butterfingers, and that looks exactly like what had happened to old Mr. Hamill there. Unlucky for him, and it's going to be a 2nd and long coming up here for the Red Devils.
Well, last week in the game I called, and Alaska almost fell to Vancouver, and Cade Stevens dropped a ball in the end zone with no time on the clock to win the game. So we've seen drops all over the place this year. 2nd down and 10. Pepper looking. Pocket collapsing. He gets the ball out there. That pass is caught by Daly. And it's only 5-yard pickup on 2nd down. They've got 5 more to go.
And if that stat line isn't the most telling thing about this game, the numbers that you see from these quarterbacks, neither of them even into the 200-yard range. Old Dazzo isn't even into the 100-yard range. This has been a huge defensive ball game, and I've been happy to watch it today.
And that shows you just how much T-Roy gains is as Tom Pepper goes down again. Another sack, 3rd of the night for Baltimore. And this time it's Joe Dazzo from the linebacker spot will claim that sack as he just works straight through Darryl Treble.
And just impressive job coming right up the middle there. Indy's going to have to punt, being down by 6. And this home field advantage is definitely turning out here for Baltimore. Indy's still within shouting distance, though. They can come back, but time is running short here in the 4th.
With the way this game is going, Indianapolis may only have 1 more possession, and if Baltimore magically punches it in the end zone, they might not have a chance at all. Quick chat shout out, Realisance Kumbaya, Mr. 23, Dazzo 47, and Dazzo 0007. I'm assuming that's Joe and Mike Dazzo in some order. T Powder Nitty, The Brown Knight, Eric JGWA, I'm an effing problem, YO Box, Tuner Bear, Skull 2011, and everybody else watching us on the SFL Network on Twitch tonight as Gaines picks up 9 yards out of the backfield, and he has definitely been the star of the game, if you can call any offensive player a star tonight.
And, you know, if Baltimore pulls out this victory, you know, he might be the Spy Goat player of the game. He'd be right up there with Shark Tarkington, who scored all 12 of the points here tonight for the Vultures.
It looks like they're just going to try and run Indianapolis into submission, but a 3-yard loss there by Gaines as Thad Castle puts up another tackle in the backfield. Back to midfield they go, and it's going to be 3rd and 3.
And absolutely, why not? Go ahead, run this ball as much as possible, bleed that play clock down, and make sure that Indy doesn't get an opportunity here.
Now it looks like Dazzo is going to throw. He will on 3rd and 3 over the middle into coverage. What a catch! First down in traffic. Shea Carroll, he hasn't really been involved that much tonight, but he has made some key plays, and none more important than that one.
And Shea Carroll, the former Roughneck, coming over to Baltimore, making big plays like that. Double coverage, almost triple coverage, as Andrews is just behind there. Great play to extend the drive, and Baltimore will keep chewing this clock down.
Best case scenario for Indianapolis, they get the ball back with under 2 minutes to go now, as the clock ticks down to just about 4 minutes to play. And it looks like it's going to be a heavy dosage of T-Roy Gaines here on 1st down. And it will be right up the middle for 3 yards, brought down by a gaggle of Red Devils, chief among them Thad Castle. But Eric Riley was also in there.
And Indy may be lucky that T-Roy didn't get more yardage on that play. probably calling a zero blitz on that play. A lot of pressure coming right up the middle. We'll see if they run something similar here on 2nd and 7.
Well, they've got the 3 receivers left and 1 to the right. Dazzo may look to throw, and he will. He moves in the pocket and just chips it out to Gaines, who all of his blockers overran him, so he had nowhere to go, and he was shot down by Zach Andrews after a gain of 2 yards.
And that's just as good. The only bad thing about it is getting knocked out of bounds kind of stops the clock. So definitely keep it in bounds in between the lines. And, you won't get the clock stopped here, frozen at 3:24.
And if you're Indianapolis, that probably saves a timeout down the line if you get the ball back here. This is a huge 3rd down and 2 for the Red Devils defense. They're going to hand it off to Gaines, and Gaines is going to make his way past everybody into the red zone and down to the 16-yard line. 1st down. Andrews had to eventually bring him down. But Baltimore is rolling the ball here in the 4th quarter.
And those were some of the big plays that we were talking about there. T. Gaines, again, he's been very, very patient this game, following his blockers, not doing too much, not fumbling the football or forcing anything. And right there, drags him into the SFL presented by APM Music Red Zone. We're here at the 16, but the clock continuing to run.
2:55 and counting. Under a minute now to the 2-minute warning. And Dazzo hands it off. Gaines again up the middle, following his blockers. He will get 5 yards. He'll get up to the 11. Paul Connolly brought him down that time. And Connolly's had a decent game, as pretty much every defender for both teams tonight. He's been the man mostly tasked with dealing with T. Gaines, and he's done a decent job. But now, if you're at the 11-yard line, what are you going to do if you're Indianapolis? They got to hope that they only give up a field goal, and even then, it's a 2-possession game. Handoff. Going nowhere is Gaines. He lost a couple of yards back to the 14. 3rd down and 8, and Gaines maybe gassed a little bit. He was slow to get up there.
And this was a crucial stop by the Red Devils defense. Firing up in there is Thad Castle, dragging down T. Gaines and forcing a 3rd and long.
We have hit the 2-minute warning from Baltimore. The Vultures have the ball inside the red zone and are looking to ice this one against the Red Devils. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on Twitch. Stay with us. And Mike Dazzo on 3rd and 8. He looks like he wants to go for this. He's got 3 receivers, but he's just going to hand it off to Gaines, and Gaines going backward again. Loses 3 yards. He's lost a combined 6 on the last 2 plays, and Indianapolis calls their first timeout.
And, I know Dazzo wanted to go for that. I know he wanted to throw it right into the end zone, show off that big veteran arm of his, but he made the smart play there, handed it off to T. forcing Indy to burn one of their 3 timeouts. And Tarkington here, who's scored all 12 points today, he can score 15 and pretty much ice this game.
This would match the most points scored by a kicker in a game this season. If this goes through, and it's right down Main Street from 33 yards, he ties Cole Varner's 15 points from earlier in the season for Mexico City.
And another great kick by the rookie Tarkington, just nailing it right down the middle. And you could see why the Vultures have brought him in order to man the kicking duties. And he has kept his team in the ball game and kept them on top, possibly getting their 4th straight win.
It is a 9-point ball game. 2-score game, 1:52 to go. Zach Andrews brings it up to the 26-yard line. 100 bits from Paternity. Sharp times 5, he says. And that's pretty much sums up how this game has gone.
Yeah, most definitely. 5 field goals from the talented rookie kicker. 15 points to the Indy Red Devils 6. And Indy's definitely in a hurt locker here with 1:48 left to go.
Pepper Gonna have to really use that arm now. He's gonna throw it short to Swearingen. He lost a yard. The only positive you can really get out of that is he stepped out of bounds to stop the clock. 515 bits from TJ and Shark.
Them folks just throwing out them bits tonight. I'm liking to see it. Show me them bits. Let's go.
Pepper's really going to have to throw vertical if they want anything out of this game. A slim chance they have of making the playoffs is slowly rolling away from them. There's another check down to Swearingen. He makes the first man miss, but he stays in bounds and makes Indianapolis call their second timeout.
And, a puzzling play call coming from the Red Devils sideline. Not sure why you would want to check it down there. But again, this Baltimore defense is very, very good. Top 10 in the league. So, he might not have had anywhere else to throw it to. We'll see what happens on 3rd and 7.
Pepper, blitz coming. He's got to check it down again, and it's fumbled. Indianapolis will recover, but it's going to be 4th down and a long way to go. They'll have to burn their final timeout. Amon popped the ball out of Swearingen's hands, and that might just be the icing on the cake for the Vultures.
That was just about the last thing you would ever want to see on offense for the Red Devils. Absolute travesty there as they're forced to burn their final timeout, and with 4th and long to go, down by 9.
Only 3 down linemen for Baltimore. They may only send 3. Now they send 4. Pepper, pressure, throws, first down and more, out towards midfield, out to the 46-yard line, and that is where Corey Sharp, the tight end, got. It was either Sharp or Lewis Risk, I couldn't tell who. Pepper, Swearingen gets out of bounds. Stops the clock with a minute and 15 seconds to go.
And the play before was just an absolutely amazing throw. And then this one was lackluster. I'm not sure what Pepper was doing, but just led his running back right out of bounds.
I'm not sure why they haven't gone down the seam like that on every play so far this drive, and they've gone to Swearingen out of the backfield as much as they have. Like, this is your season on the line right here. Pepper looking, slant route over the middle. That's caught by John Hamill. They don't have any timeouts. They can't stop the clock. A minute 2 to go. Pepper throwing middle. Caught first down in traffic. That pass is hauled in by McCormick. And the Red Devils, they've got some good 2-minute offense when they motor. They can really go, and Pepper will spike the football 50 seconds to go.
And Pepper doing his absolute best to lead his troops down the field. With 50 seconds left and no timeouts, being down by 9, it might be too little too late here, but he is doing his absolute best to show that he's in it for the long haul here in Indy.
3 receivers, 2 left, single right. Pepper hit as he threw. He had to get it out to, that's the fullback, and he does what Swearingen couldn't do on the last couple of plays, which was get out of bounds and gain yards doing it. Frank Castle coming up big on the, I don't know, what do you call that play? Broken, I guess.
Get a look at Kaz McFly there.
Look at Kaz McFly. He's got 2 interceptions. He's looking for a 3rd one. He really wants that hat trick tonight. Pepper looking, plenty of time, throwing it to Swearingen again, and Swearingen can't get out of bounds. 4th and 6 coming up.
And that's pretty much it. I think Indy is kind of thrown in the towel here. They're going to try a quick field goal. This is going to be a lengthy field goal, but we'll see if they can nail this one.
Well, Pena's hit from longer tonight. And it's no good. Somebody missed a field goal, and it's Roman Pena from about 45. And that just about sums up this Indianapolis effort in the second half.
And, it's disappointing for the Red Devils sliding again through this losing streak. We talked about this in the off screen there, but a lot of their games have been extremely close throughout the season so far. So Indy's eventually going to put this thing together and notch another win, but it won't be tonight against these Vultures.
Tomorrow night, Sioux Falls at Denver. And the other primetime games are Sunday night, Queen City at Atlanta, and Monday night, Alaska at Mexico. Stay tuned all weekend long. That's the end of the game. Baltimore improves to 5-3. They are well in the hunt for the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. Indianapolis falls to 1-7. Their season over a couple of weeks before it actually ends. For Jeff Malinishin on stats and Eric Vinson in the commentary booth with me, I have been your play-by-play commentator, Michael Trujillo, saying so long from Baltimore, Maryland. We will see you next time.
See you later, guys.